And welcome to the United Vibe. Yes, it's a bit of a change up. Ignore the old branding around my screen right now. That's all going to get changed in time as we move forward. There's a lot to talk about personally with me. I am live tomorrow as well, so do tune into that one. I'll let you know when that is. And we'll talk about stuff about me and what's going on with everything then and get into the details of all that. But right now, there's only one place to start in there, and that is probably the worst day in recent years in Manchester United's history. If you're a Manchester United fan, I've let it dissect. I've let it sort of. I've let everyone else have their say, and I've listened to a few people on what has happened over the last couple of hours. Kind of shocked, kind of taken back, and just needed a little bit of time just to sit back, accept what has happened, even though I don't want to, and actually start to think about what actually is going to happen going forward right now, because the only word I can use to describe what has happened today with Sheikh JASSIM pulling out and now looking like Sir Jim Radcliffe is coming in as a minority, 25% stake in Manchester United, is an absolute disaster. And I want to get your opinions on it. I want to let more people into the room. I'm a match-going Manchester United fan. I've been doing it for years. I've got a golden season tickets, numerous European credits, and I'm actually considering right now my future as a fan, as a match-going fan, going to Manchester United, because I don't feel like there's a future for Manchester United. I don't. I love going to watch United with my son. I've loved going to every single game. I just don't see how Manchester United move forward. It seems like wasted money. And people have always said to me, they've said, Adam, you need to boycott going to games. You need to stop giving the Glazers, filling the Glazers' pockets. That's what you need to stop doing. It's the only way. Well, it's not. And I know it's not. And that's why it's even more painful to me. I've been listening to people talk about it. People, I wouldn't say, and I feel like I'm in a privileged position because I get to go to games. And this is what my channel is all about. It's about bringing in the international fans, the community, everyone suffers with the match-going fans. We're all alike. We all love our football club, and I like to bring everyone in. I like to get their opinions on everything. But for me, right now, this is devastating. This is hurting beyond, because for me to actually be thinking about that and thinking about not going to games, obviously I've paid for my season ticket this season, and for this news to come out now, I just feel like an idiot. I feel like an absolute clown as a United fan, as many of us do. The protests and everything that we've been involved in, it absolutely pains me as a Man United fan to be even talking about this subject right now. I did have a little bit of hope. I had hope that we was going to get a full takeover. The Glazers was going to go. And we will get into the details of what is going on with that takeover and breaking down the Sir Jim side of things in a minute. But I just needed to get your guys' opinions on everything and just try and grasp where we are at right now, because I cannot help but feel like this is the end. And I don't want to say that because I am a positive United fan. Yeah, I have my little rants and I moan about things, but honestly, I can't see a future for Manchester United. Not where United should be, not dining at that top table of European football, where we should be not looking at Champions League, challenging for Premier Leagues. They seem a million miles away right now under this ownership. The one common denominator in everything that's failed at United over the last decade especially has been the ownership, who they've employed, the way the club has been run under them, the way that we've made money and not put anything back into the club. Well, we put money back in and bought players, obviously, but the ownership have not put any of their own money into Manchester United. They've just rinsed our pockets and just let this club deteriorate. And I just don't see a future past this. I can't see how Manchester United move forward, how they challenge for any major titles. And another manager, I feel, won't be too far away from walking out the door, because you cannot work to the expectations of Manchester United and what the fans expect under this ownership. It's impossible. It is the impossible job. And yes, Ten Hag did a great season last season. I'd say great. I mean, was it? I mean, the Carabao Cup, for the standards that I'm talking about right now, no. It's not really, is it? When you look at it, we've been blinded by average football, trying to make it sound better than what it actually has been. while everyone else has been laughing at us, deluded Manchester United fans. That's what I feel. And that's like I said at the start of this show, I feel like an idiot as a United fan right now. That's how I feel. Guys, I know it's been a while since I've been back live, and there's a lot of questions, and everyone wants to know what is going on. I've not had my chance to say. There's a lot going on. I will be back on the United Stand this week. I'll get you posted and go through all of that later on tomorrow's show. I am back tomorrow. I am just doing more content on my own channel as well, because I want to just put a different opinion across. I just want to get back to being like I am now, just the raw Manchester United fan who feels like he's just been done over right now. That's how I feel. I feel like I have been. Hello to everyone in the chat, for everyone coming in. Brilliant stuff. Cheers for tuning in. I know it's late. I know you all can't wait to watch KSI against Tommy Fury, if that's your sort of bag. But yeah, this is where we're at right now. There's more important things going on in sport right now, and that is basically the end of one of the biggest, most famous football clubs in world football, which is our beloved Manchester United. We are, honestly, and guys, get your opinions on it. I'm going to bring in some of your comments in a minute, but like I said, I've got so many things I want to talk about, and I feel like it's just overwhelming me right now in how I want to express myself and get my points across, because it's just difficult. It is really difficult. If you're a fan like me, a Manchester United fan, you can't help but feel like the end is here. And I don't know, guys. You tell me. Does it feel like that to you? I can't see how Manchester United come out of this. I mean, I'm looking at everything. I've broke everything down from what people have said on Twitter. And I mean, I'll talk about Sir Jim Radcliffe's side of this right now. It's like Sir Jim Radcliffe is just basically joining the Glazer family in funding them to stay in charge at Manchester United. That's when you break it all down, that's what's happening. 25% stake in Manchester United is nothing, because it's nowhere near powerful enough. And you can believe what you want to believe in terms of Sir Jim Radcliffe wanting this as the stepping stone to move into buying out more shares of Manchester United. Honestly, a smart businessman would look at that and go, he's just got a big stake in Manchester United in hope that he can get a big turnaround and a big financial reward at the end of it. He's a very smart man. You don't become the richest man in Great Britain by not knowing how to work your way around different businesses like he has done. Football clubs, I think there's only one football club in England that makes the profit, and that's Manchester United. Makes massive profits. And if you've got a stake in Manchester United, then you are going to end up in the money. And he's just took a piece of that. He's seen his opportunity to make some money. You can forget about Sir Jim Radcliffe being a Manchester United fan and all that crap. It counts for nothing when it comes to business. He's not going to come in here and spend all his money on Manchester United. He's not going to do it. You listen to experts, and none of us are financial business experts. So we listen to what people say. You listen to people in the know. And everyone in the know knows that Sir Jim Radcliffe isn't going to spend all his money in making Manchester United this brilliant football juggernaut again that's going to start challenging for major titles. It's not going to happen. It never will. It never will with anyone. So Sheikh JASSIM, different story altogether. The fact that he has dropped out today says exactly everything that we didn't. It's everything we didn't want to hear. It's basically the Glazers have taken us for a ride. They pulled the wool over our eyes for the last year in thinking that we are going to sell Manchester United and someone else is going to come in and invest all this money. And you know what? I don't deny that Sheikh JASSIM had that 1.5 billion extra that he was going to invest into Manchester United. He was there. I don't doubt it for a minute. But the big lie was always going to come from the Glazers. We always had that fear. And like everyone said at the start of this whole process, they're looking for extra investment into Manchester United and are willing to take a small outside investment as well as possibly selling Manchester United. There was always there, wasn't it? In the first statement that came out on Sky News, I remember it well. It was the World Cup. And there was that bit, it's like, oh, they're looking for extra investment and possibly selling Manchester United. Well, we all jumped on what the best things the best sounding part of that statement, which was possibly Manchester United being up for sale with the Glazers and them leaving the club. We all jumped on that like you would do because of the heartache and the pain that they've caused us over the last God knows how many years, 2 decades. But the reality was, we're dealing with some of the smartest businessmen in sports franchise in the Glazer family. And whether you like that or not, that's exactly what they are. They just extract money. They know how to make money. And it's just impossible. It's just impossible to get rid of them. When they're making what they are out of United and they know they can make more, in a business world who care nothing for the fans like they do with us, it doesn't matter. It just does not matter. And that's where we're at right now. We have to face reality. And that is that we now are stuck with the Glazers, except we've got a British Glazer in Sir Jim Radcliffe. The man has just destroyed every single United fan with that news today. And ultimately, we're stuck. We are stuck. Let's get some chats in. Let's get some people's opinions on this one. Lee, how are you doing, Lee? If the Glazers wanted to sell, they would have taken Qatari bid months ago. This is what they wanted. They wanted the Qatari to pull out to make the Jim Radcliffe deal. Dead right. Caroline, yes, good to be back as well. Noah, I can't at the moment, mate. I'm just doing this one now just to kick things off again. Obviously, I've not been on my own channel for a while. You guys know I did always do a show on a Sunday. That is coming back tomorrow, guys, by the way. But this news kind of speeded along the process and everything has gone a bit crazy. Zach, cheers for the comment, mate. Imagine saying you're a United fan just to give Glazers 1.5 billion so he can drain the club with them. Like I said, Zach, Sir Jim Radcliffe's in this for the money. That is it. He doesn't care about anything else. He's a very smart businessman. He is the Glazers, but English. That's what he is. He knows what he's doing. Tyrrell Gunner TV, big up Adam. Cheers for that, mate. Imagine the doctor removing 25% of a tumour. Camille. Yeah, that's a painful one, mate. I'm not going to laugh at that, but I just did. So kind of like just shooting myself in the foot there a little bit. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Good analogy in a way. But, well, I can't support this seriously. Says Daz. I mean, what are we supposed to support now? Am I still on the United stand? I am. Yes, like I said, I will talk more about that tomorrow, guys. If you are just tuning in right now, yes, this is my own channel. I am going to be doing a lot more on my own channel. I'm not doing as much on the United stand, but I am still there. So I will let you all know more detail about that. Hi, Adam. United are finished. Great comment, Liam. I know that's how everyone feels right now. It's painful. It really is painful, actually, being a United fan right now. Because you know the rest of this football league, the Premier League right now, all our rivals, they're all laughing at us. They're literally laughing at us right now because they know we are stuck. They know we have high expectations. We're going to fall into the trap whenever this team has a good run of form and a little bit of news comes out about something positive. We'll get excited because that's what we've had. That's all we've had to cling on to for almost 2 decades now of the Glazers. Sir Alex Ferguson papered over so many cracks of this ownership, and we all feared that day. I remember saying, I think I was talking to a City fan years ago, and he says, you should be worried as a United fan. I said, I'll never worry as long as Sir Alex Ferguson is in charge. That's the only day that I will start to worry as a United fan, when that man leaves this football club, because he is an absolute genius. And what he did in managing to take Manchester United to the titles he did under this ownership, with the players he had and the purse strings being tightened every single year, that shows you how crazy and how sort of blinded we were to what was going on behind the scenes. And you know what? Like I said, I feel like an idiot United fan right now. I feel like I've been taken for a ride. I'm just going to be honest. Our rivals are laughing at us, but they're relieved we're not going to have a proper ownership. Yeah, that's it. Caroline's right on that one. The debt is not going anywhere. Even Radcliffe has really done the dirty on us fans. He has done the dirty, because if Radcliffe did come in, do you realise how much debt we are going to be in now with Sir Jim Radcliffe? For instance, he hasn't got the money to buy out Manchester United. So like I said, him coming in with 25% counts for absolutely jack shit. Let's be honest. Absolutely nothing. I'm not getting even I'm not even getting roped into him taking over the Glazers, because for him to buy out the Glazers, what with? What with? It's more debt. It's more debt. We don't have enough money now to build on our infrastructure. We don't have enough money to build on Old Trafford, change the training ground. We've got former academy players like Charlie Savage saying that Manchester United Carrington training ground is on a par with Reading, where he's playing right now. And where are they? Reading Auto Trader Land, wherever that was, where have they gone? Majeski Stadium, on a par of a championship side. That's an actual Manchester United youth player, former youth player who loved the football club, knew nothing else but Manchester United. He's gone out. The grass is never greener, they say. Well, he's gone to a championship setup, and he's saying that their training ground is better than ours, or on a par with ours. This is Manchester United. This shows you, like, okay, 25%. Are the Glazers going to spend that on the football club and the infrastructure? No. No, they're not. So you look at it and you go, well, that's just wasted. All that Sir Jim's come in for is a piece of the pie. He's seen what the Glazers are taking out. It's easy money for him. He hasn't got enough. He hasn't got enough. Super chat in from Adam. Make sure you leave a comment with it next time, mate. Cheers for that. Thanks very much. Guys, like I said, the channel is kickstarting properly again. I've got loads of plans and loads of ideas. Like I said, I'm not doing as much on the United stand. I am still there, but I'll give you more information on everything about that tomorrow. But yeah, everything is back. I'm going to be doing more outside Old Trafford, talking to more people. And yes, please do subscribe to the channel, everyone. Give the video a like as well. Let's get up on our first live stream, I think. Has it been the first one this year? It must be close to me actually doing the first one this year. And I'm seeing some old faces jump into the chat as well. Absolute pleasure to you all back, and good to see you again. Honestly, I'm loving talking to you guys, but in the circumstances why we're talking right now, no, I'm not. I don't want to be talking about this. I want to be talking about excitement. And yeah, we'll be bringing the guests back on as well, guys. That is all part of what is coming up. Paul D, who is a member of cheers. Guys, the membership section is actually open still as well. I'm going to have loads of new stuff coming in for that. So do check that out. Just press the join button, which is next to the subscribe button. First of all, hit that subscribe button if you are watching for the first time. Then maybe join the membership. I will bring up more information as we go along. We are making a few changes. So stay tuned for all the good stuff. Bad stuff is what we're talking about right now. I've missed a few comments, so I'm just going to go in on a few of these. Not Qatar game over. It's club over, says 86C. They'll all be there, Old Trafford next match. You can't keep away for even one game. Pathetic match, fans. That's someone there sat in God knows where you're sat in front of your screen. I'll tell you what the reality is about that comment, because that comment comes to me all the time because I go to games. Funding the Glazers. Well, here we go, because this is the reality. Yep. Manchester United, if you do not go to a game, they ban you. Why? Because they know they have... and everyone deserves to go to Old Trafford. So I don't take this as a title as me slagging everyone off who comes to Old Trafford for the first time. Everyone deserves to be a Manchester United fan. Everyone who is a United fan should come to Old Trafford. It's a brilliant old stadium. I say old. Yeah, it is getting a bit... it's sort of like deteriorating massively now. But every United fan deserves to go to Old Trafford, and that seat will be full. That seat will be filled, basically. The club are forcing match-going fans now to be at every single game or being banned from the next game. That's basically it with this. So if I didn't go, someone would take my seat and spend a fortune in the megastore, inside the stadium. Think of a baseball game, an NFL game. When the NFL comes to England, what happens? Everyone goes. They pack out the stadiums. It's exactly the same scenario with Manchester United. The Glazers don't want homegrown supporters. They don't give a toss about homegrown supporters. They give a toss about bums on seat, kids who are cheering, blowing vuvuzelas or whatever it is, clappers, whatever you want to bring in. They'll sell them at the stalls inside Old Trafford by the bucket load. It's a money-making machine. And if genuine match-going fans don't keep going, people are still going to fill the stadium. So in terms of that comment, I've answered that comment numerous times now, and it's a difficult one to answer. And I understand where the basis comes from for that argument. Why are you still going? Well, like I said at the start of the show, if you didn't tune in, I'm a match going fan, like I said, and I'm actually considering my stance on going to Manchester United games again. I've just watched them and talked to you guys about it. It's just got to that stage now where I just don't know anymore because I don't know what the future of this club is. I mean, Sir Jim, he doesn't even have to come out and say anything, does he? Because he's not the owner. He's just snuck in the back door like a slimy little rat and just cushioned himself. He's just snuggled right up to the Glazers. That's what he's done. Because I was thinking, if Sir Jim was going to come in under this stupid ownership that he was with all this debt, his PR coming into Manchester United, that first interview would have to be something stupendous, wouldn't it, to try and spin it on Man United fans. We've seen it all. Yeah, we're not having any of that right now. No one is going to be convinced by Sir Jim's opening statement. But now, 25%, he doesn't even have to come out and say anything. Like I said, he's just done it. He's just come in, cozied up. He's got himself a little stake in one of the biggest football clubs in world football, which makes money out for being shit, basically. Just using that brand, using that name. Manchester United, the fans, what's the matter? Busby, Sir Alex Ferguson, and everyone else built, the legends of this football club, the real legends, what they built, the Glazers and Sir Jim Radcliffe now are just making billions off. That's it. We were too good, and now we're just getting punished for it. And you know what the worrying thing is in all of this? Sheikh JASSIM. He's not going to stand still. They don't take losing lightly. I can just see him going to another Premier League club, and it's just going to rub our faces in it, innit? It's like salt in the wounds because he isn't going to stand still. He sees an opportunity in the Premier League. The biggest opportunity was Manchester United, and it is always going to be the biggest opportunity for anyone coming in because we make more money than anyone. But right now, he's coming in, he's going, okay, I don't have to spend as much, at least, but this now under the ownership of the Glazers and Sir Jim Radcliffe, this is a fallen giant. This is like we are a mid-table team in the football we play. We've nothing. The players have got too much power. That's another topic again for another video. And the structure above the club. I mean, we know that we cannot spend any money in January. Manchester United cannot spend any money. We haven't got any money. We won't have any money, even with Sir Jim Radcliffe coming in. All we're going to do is just tick over. Just stay about relevant in terms of being in a position in the league just to earn enough money for the Glazers to take what they want out of it. And we're just going to be that average football club, the fallen giant that still makes loads of money. When will that run out? When will it run out? It's the sponsors that are at fault, really, for us. They're the ones pumping loads of money into Manchester United because they're living off what Sir Alex Ferguson did, what Sir Matt Busby did, what the legends, the real men of this football club that built Manchester United from scraps from a bomb that was dropped on them in the war. We've come from that to where we are now. And the people that built this club and put us in this position are now just being absolutely taken the piss out of because all we're being used for is just money and for other people to make fortunes off us. And that's the sad reality of what we are. Right, I've gone on a little bit there. Could we go bust, Adam, says Zach? Probably not, because we make too much money. We're never going to run out of money, and that's the facts. That's why we're being bought by very savvy businessmen, the best in the business. In terms of, like, if you had a Premier League of businessmen and business people within sports franchises, any, then we've got Champions League treble winners in the Glazers and Sir Jim Radcliffe. These guys know what they're doing. And they're just going to rinse this football club for everything that we've got. I mean, where is the money going to go into building Old Trafford? We ain't got money to invest in the squad right now. So where is that? Where are we going to find that money? Yeah, it's a scary, scary time, and I can't see any way out of it for Manchester United. I really can't. Adam, we need to get relegated to move forward. Lee Richards, Lee. I agree. I'd take getting relegated. I'd take that humiliation if it meant getting rid of the Glazers. I would. I mean, do we have to fall out of the Champions League? Is being mid-table and not being in Europe at all enough for them to think we do need to just move on? I don't know. We don't seem to have an issue when we're not in it. When we're not in the Champions League, we're still fine. The Glazers still make the money. And this is the problem. We are a victim of our own success. Everything that United have done and everything that was good in the football club is the reason why we've got parasites as owners. They're not going to go to anyone else, are they? Adam, is this your own fan channel? Are you still part of United Stand? Yes, I'll talk about that more tomorrow again. If anyone is just joining again, I'll keep asking. I notice that question is going to keep coming up. I am still on United Stand. Not as much. I'm doing my own stuff as well now. So do subscribe if you are tuning in for the first time. I have loads of ideas going forward. Just want to get my content out there and get as many people's opinions as possible. That's what I do most. I speak to the fans. I talk to more people. I talk to United fans, and that's what it's all about. We're all in this together, and right now we're all suffering together. I hope the fans are going to stop more matches being played, like the Liverpool match. That made a mark. Doing it for a number of home matches should make a difference. See, the thing is with that was easy to do because there was no real security risk because there wasn't supposed to be fans there. Now, what happens if you go in there heavy-handed? And like I said before, you've got families, kids, match going people going for the first time. Like I said, you're always going to have children around there. It's going to get nasty, and we're going to end up having our own disaster on our hands. It can't happen. It can't. There's too many people. It's too dangerous. The Liverpool game under lockdown and what happened there, it wasn't right in terms of what they did, in terms of getting it. Did make a mark, and we did stop the game. But to be honest, that would never happen again, ever. It can't happen again because there's always too many people. It's too dangerous. And I'm not someone who's going to champion that at all in terms of riots. I know everyone's going to be angry. It's going to be toxic at Manchester United. How this is going to affect the players, I don't know, because the fans are really just turning up to games right now. And I'll tell you this for a fact, just because I'm there every single week. They're really just not going there with any expectation. The biggest cheer of the game is like when, for instance, a Glazer chant comes on, or stand up if you hate the Glazers. That's like the biggest noise coming out of Old Trafford right now at games. It's not about the football. Everyone is hating the football. It's just, like I said, this news right now is what United did not need to hear. Because you know what the next home game is in the Premier League at Old Trafford, don't you? It's the Manchester derby. And you can imagine, can't you? You can imagine what's about to happen. Just let it sink in. Like everything that's going on off the pitch, and then City roll into town, laughing in our faces. We probably get humiliated on our own patch again. How the players are going to take that, the pressure on Ten Hag, and then the fans. Oh my God, that is going to be a bad day. It really is. It's scaring me now thinking about that. Actually, it's a horrible thought, but I predict a riot, says Chris the Red. I'm pissed and pissed off, angry. I just don't know where we are, where we go now under the Glazers. The Glazers are a rat. Yeah, the Glazers must address our debt immediately, says Urban Bars. They won't, mate. That's the problem, because we're allowed to run with debt. You're allowed to have debt. It's like a mortgage. It's like a mortgage. We've all got debt. So businesses all around the world, they all have it. It's just part of what happens. It's part of how the system runs. So they're not bothered as long as they can finance it. Yes, it's taking millions every single year out the coffers. I mean, to be honest, where do you think that money would be spent? I mean, right now, Manchester United have everything we earned last season has paid off the company credit card, that revolving credit system facility that we had in place. That paid that off. Everything else, and it's why we've struggled with financial fair play this year. We just haven't got the money. The club needs to be winning and playing in the Champions League and challenging for the top titles to earn enough money for us to even get near spending probably 200 million. So I don't know where we go. I don't know how the finances get sorted out. Obviously, more details will come out about Sir Jim Radcliffe and his role in everything. But you've got to look at it and you've got to go, well, yeah, I don't see how we can actually, as football fans, concentrate on what we are supposed to, which is getting behind this team with everything going on behind the scenes. It's impossible. Do a Liverpool and gets the club banned from Europe. Yeah, we can't go stupid, can we? That's the thing. I mean, riots, violence, it's not going to get us anywhere. Never got anyone anywhere. It's just going to make things worse. If the fans did a pitch invasion at every home game, then the club will be docked points and relegated eventually. I would take that and get rid of the Glazers and Rat Man, as in Sir Jim. Yeah. Standards are gone. That's the past face reality. We are mid-table and Conference Europe. It's hard reality it is. Yes, Adam, big up new channel. Look, shame about the occasion for F's sake, says Jack. Cheers for that, mate. Don't forget to give the video a like, guys. I'll just double check on what we're on at the moment. Likewise, yeah, just creeping up to 100. Just creeping up to 150. Let's try and get that up to 200 before we finish. That'd be great, guys. First live show in ages. I'm just getting through some of your comments now. City and Pep are going to capitalise on this and ship 7 past us. It's over. Our fan base ego is similar to our players, thinking they're bigger than the club. It's time to unite and boot these parasites out. Big Ron in the house as well. Big up, Adam. Big up to you as well, Big Ron. Lots of bigs in there, isn't there? One thing we can't say at the moment is we're a big club. I feel like it is the start of the full-on demise of Manchester United after the news that's come out today. I mean, guys, like, if you are just joining in, like, you all know the news. I don't need to tell you what's happening. Sheikh JASSIM has pulled out. So Jim Radcliffe looks like he's about to nail down 25%. And Manchester United are up shit creek without a paddle, basically. It's scary, is what it is. It really is scary. I never felt more low as a United fan in my life. Hate the Glazers and hate fake Radcliffe. Yeah, Tom, totally with you on that one. Big Ron says, big mess. Big again, Big Ron. Sad news. We have to try and move forward. Honestly, mate, yes, we do. And in the morning, we may look at it a little bit differently and try and think like Ten Hag can pull a miracle with this squad. We've got enough issues on the pitch without what's going on off the pitch right now. And I just feel like we're not going to get any better because we're not going to get any help from off the pitch to bring form back and the players we need on the pitch. Sad time, honestly. Give Bum Jim a hostile time. Selfish money grabber, says Indran. Yep. Fletch. With City and Newcastle, so Jim will be bringing a cucumber to a gunfight. Yeah. I know. Super chat in from Sean01. Cheers for that, mate. A lot of a lot of reactionary fans, but let's remember PSG are serial losers in Europe and Nice are currently second and 1 point off first place. Let's let Jim cook. Yeah, mate, honestly, I appreciate the super chats. I understand where you're coming from. But he's not in charge. All he's doing is funding the Glazers. And while the Glazers have that majority stake, so Jim counts for nothing. Also, Jim Dunn has taken Sheikh JASSIM out of the equation. That's the sad thing. So Jim isn't in charge and he won't get in charge, I don't think. This whole baloney story about him taking this first minority step in terms of the stake, the 25%, and then building it up to take the Glazers out, they're not going anywhere. They have just pulled off one of the best business deals in football history in terms of making more. I mean, it's like you understand the stakes and everything and the shares at Manchester United. They're not even taking all of the Glazers shares. They're taking a piece of what was there in terms of shareholders, the 30%, and then taking a little bit out of the Glazers. They're not giving up hardly anything, the Glazers here. All they're doing is just financing more into Manchester United just to help them stay in charge and be the powerhouses. It is a power trip basically now for the Glazers. They will never sell Manchester United. They will never sell unless someone comes in and pays completely over the odds. And I know Sheikh JASSIM's bid was over the odds. Unless you go and double probably what Sheikh JASSIM was offering, they're not going to sell. They never are going to sell. Why would they? It's crazy. We're just in an impossible situation. I understand. Cheers for the super chat as well, Sean. But we're not going to get there. Well, they're there in any sort of controlling stake at Manchester United. We won't go anywhere. Where's the money coming from? That's what I ask. It's like, where's the money going to be invested? We're talking about what needs to be fixed. We need to bring our women's team and our youth team back to Manchester. Manchester United. Manchester's red. We can't even afford to let our youth team and our women's team play in Manchester. That's how embarrassing this football club is. We're an absolute disgrace for the size that we are. I go and I've been everywhere. Like you said, like everyone knows. With the United Stand, I've been across all of Europe, all of the world, and I've seen infrastructures, stadia, training ground, facilities, youth academies, women's football stadiums that they built, them stadiums, big clubs, proper setups. We are an embarrassment for the stature of this football club. For how highly we're held in regards and everything like that Manchester United are, we are an embarrassment when it comes to facilities. We really are. It's like people come to Old Trafford and go, oh, that looks nice from the outside, nice statues, nostalgia and all of that. And you walk inside and you're like, oh, gee, this guy might as well be sat on my lap next to me here. There's no room. There's nothing. There's no enjoyment. We haven't got a big screen. We're supposed to be top dogs. We're just not acting like it. And we're just falling so far under this ownership. It's just going to continue. We need $1 billion for a new stadium. We need probably $500 million for a new training ground or the upgrades on the training ground. I've been to Carrington. And what are Manchester United doing just to facilitate the women's team? They're boxing poster cabins onto the side of the academy centre to facilitate the women's team. It looks like if you watch like a Grand Designs program and you see these houses where they're pieced together. So the house is built and then they're transported around the country and they're pieced together on whatever site. It's like we're not even digging foundations and building a proper building anymore. We're putting porter cabins on the side of an academy building just to facilitate the women's team. And I hate slagging my team off. I know a lot of people who work at United now because of my job with the United Stand and everything like that. I don't want to do it, but I'm sick to death of skirting around the edges of topics and subjects just because we know people within the club and we don't want to upset the football club. No, I'm a United fan. I don't care. It always comes down to what you are deep down, what you grew up with, how you became a United fan, what's inside you, what runs through your blood. It is our religion. It is everything to us. And to see what we're doing, I mean, we were forced to make a women's team. I mean, come on. This is all under the Glazer ownership. This is what we're dealing with. Another super chat in from Karen Took the Kids, the best name on YouTube. Good to see all these old names back. If anything, this stream has just given me a little bit more drive, just the old school YouTube drive again, just to talk to you guys, just actually see some familiar faces. This will only get worse. Oh, God, here comes another negative one. I can't blame you, though. If I was Sheikh JASSIM, I'd buy Liverpool. Oh, I wish. You know what? I was going to get into that. I was like thinking Spurs or Liverpool. If they bought them, game over. Like, forget it. They will buy another club. They won't take insult like this lying down. Exactly what I said. That super chat is bang on the money. Cheers for that, Karen. That is like the horrible, harsh reality. Is that now Sheikh JASSIM's going to go and make someone else a complete powerhouse? I mean, Spurs, they're doing fine without the investment. They've got it right all of a sudden. They've got a manager in who's making it right. They've gone away from the mold of trying to bring in the big name manager. Now they're looking they're looking decent again. If you give that club investment with that stadium, that's where United should have been. We're actually falling behind Spurs. Come on. Credit to Ange Postecoglou and all of that, but on and off the pitch, United have fallen behind Spurs. Remember what Sir Alex Ferguson said? Lads, it's Spurs. Walked out the door and we scored 5 goals having been 3-0 down. Where have them days gone? And here it comes again. Adam Nostalgia FC. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm old school and I know what this club used to be and what it used to stand for. Shaheen with a super chat. Cheers for that, mate. Sheikh JASSIM is a lifelong United fan. I don't think he'll buy a rival. This is a sad, dark day for United. He may be a United fan, or if he is, I don't know if that's real. But it doesn't stop businessmen, I'm afraid. It doesn't, does it? It's just what it is. Share price steady. It is. That may change. News spreads quickly. Adam, I've been a United fan since 1970. Seen some shit at United, but this could be the worst. I'm 63. I've seen our great times. I feel sorry for the younger supporters now. People are going over to City, mate. You know what I mean? It used to be United as like the top dogs. They used to be the go-to. It was like the best football, the most exciting, entertaining football. They're just flying over to City now and buying a blue shirt. This is what happens to the younger generation. The younger supporter doesn't understand. It's like my son Alfie. I've talked about it before. His first season was under David Moyes. I was like, son, this is great. You're going to love this. It's fantastic. I was going through my whole youth as a United fan. I'd seen the crap in the 80s and I'd seen us come good. And I was like, this is brilliant. And then, like, I didn't even realize what was coming. I had the fear, like I said earlier on in the show, like when Sir Alex Ferguson left, I would worry for United. But it's like right now, I feel sorry for, like you said, that younger. Like my son just knows nothing but United being disappointing and crap, and that's what we're living with right now. I think the Glazers would be happy just to rid all. Like I said before, get rid of people like me, the people that knew what United stood for, knew what Manchester United was. That's what the Glazers want rid of. They just want that new fan in. Someone just going to come in and buy an hot dog, buy a meal deal for now what's gone up to about 20 quid or something like that. It's, oh, God, man, I don't think, I mean, people I've spoken to, like long-going proper United fans who travel Europe, been season tickets for years. We're talking gold and platinum season ticket members now. I'm a gold season ticket holder. I know a lot of others, and they just said that, honestly, you do it and you go because it's what you're used to. I don't want to, but I have to because it's in my blood. That's what we're watching. It's crap. They don't feel any excitement being around Old Trafford anymore. The best thing about me for match days is talking to the fans, talking to other fans, meeting up with people who know United fans that have travelled from far and wide. Always like have that chat, have that camaraderie outside the ground, the build up. Then when you get into the stadium, you're just like, well, when's it ending? That's how it feels right now. You don't want to. You want to get excited. I think United fans ultimately feel right now they've given everything. All the hopes have been just drained away by what's happened on the pitch. And then today, I just think is a nail in the coffin. There'll be groups right now planning protests and everything like that. And you know what? Good on him. Bring the fan base together. That's what I say. Bring everyone together. We can all protest. It will have to be peaceful. And what effect it will make, I don't know. Because we have been trying this for a long time right now. I mean, the only way the Glazers leave is like if a disaster happens and Manchester United fall down into the bottom half of the table, get nowhere near Europe for maybe 2 or 3 seasons in a row. But somehow these owners will find the finance. They'll put it on a credit card again. They'll just blind everyone with a mad summer spending spree of $250 million, 300 million or something. Everyone will think, "Ooh, here we go again. Now we're back." Nah. No. I think it's not going to happen. Honestly, I feel sorry for Ten Hag right now and every United fan. The players, well, I don't think they're going to be too bothered in terms of their wage packets and stuff like that. But what can we say? What can we say? I don't see them players turning up or being any different. I mean, we've seen them fail us before. Some of the new players, we've got a bit of hope in, like Højlund and players like this, like Palestri, Garnacho. This is what it used to be about United. It's great, but honestly, when the results start going wrong, there's just going to be one fall guy, and that'll be another manager again. And that's sad, because we know Ten Hag isn't the problem at this football club. But wow, yeah, it is a death wish right now. It's poison chalice being a Manchester United manager. I'll dissect everything that's happened. We'll talk some more. I'm back tomorrow, so tune in for that one. It's going to be around about 7 o'clock live. So tune in. The Sunday show is back, guys. I'm doing that tomorrow as well. I'm back. We're live. The channel is going to be back where it used to be. We've done over 2,200 likes. Cheers, everyone. Give the video a like again on your way out. If you are tuning in, do subscribe too. Do subscribe to the channel, guys. It's not in like the best spirit right now, being a United fan, but we're in it together. So let's all come together. Let's just deal with what we've got. Try and get behind the team when make the most of it, because no one else is going to help us. Everyone's going to laugh at us, and it's just going to be a tough road for all United fans. It really is. Guys, absolutely brilliant with the super chats. Cheers for them. Everyone who came into the comments, joining me back on the first live stream for a very, very long time. It has been a while. They're coming back with a vengeance, though, guys. We're bringing all the shows on. I'm going to change everything up. The channel is getting a full makeover. I'm going to be doing a lot of my own content as well. And guys, yeah, cheers for watching. Absolutely brilliant. And I will see you all tomorrow. Stay positive. Try and sleep. I know it's not going to be easy with that news that's broke. And hopefully Tommy Fury knocks KSI's head off. That'll be one good thing anyway. Up the Reds. I'll see you all tomorrow, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out of here.